Hey, Strong Marriage. Thanks for joining us today. It is Saturday.
Ooh, 90 degrees out here.
It is not 9 degrees.
It is. Alexa, what's the temperature in Fremont today?
Right now, in Fremont, California, it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit.
Told you 90
71.
degrees. 90 degrees.
52 degrees.
Oh, low of 99 degrees.
Oh,
Hot.
my goodness.
Anyway.
It is almost 1 p.m. Pacific, and it is time for Strong Marriage, where Coach,
that's me, Coach Chris,
and Coach Tenisha help you to build and maintain a godly, strong marriage.
Let me turn this way so we both in the screen.
Yes, we.
I'm leaning over like this.
You know what? Today, we're going to be talking about dating.
You should do landscape next time.
Okay.
Turn the phone sideways.
It don't do that. It doesn't. Facebook doesn't allow that. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Anyway, if you are one of my VIP subscribers, you received an e-blog in your inbox this Wednesday, and it was talking about dating.
Dating.
And we're going to be doing more talking about dating. We had an awesome date night last night.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, we did. We did.
And so we're going to...
only for one night, though.
Only for one night, though.
Yeah.
We're going to try to gear this as much as possible to the singles. For all of you in Strong Marriage Group on Facebook, the singles, we want to keep you engaged and to impress upon you the importance of dating now.
Importance.
So that when you are married,
yes,
you have that practice and you continue it.
Because you have to start dating before you get married and then continue it into the marriage for the marriage to work.
Does dating end?
Dating never ends. You date your children.
Dating never ends. Ooh.
You have to date your children. That way they understand what it's supposed to be like for the person they're going to be with. So you set that example, just like you set the example in your marriage, because she or he married the person that he dated. You don't want to change that.
That's right. Oof.
Woo, that was good.
Right, that was good. Wish we had the clapping.
Good job.
Oh, thanks. That was very good. So let's start out and
Still
talk
9
about
degrees up in here.
what we mean when we say dating, because in 2024,
there's a different thing.
Yes,
with dating,
because
things. Our generation, and it is generation, dating was different. Our kids who are in their 20s now,
and 30s,
they're
and 30. When we got
30.
a 30.
Oh, do we do have a 30?
Yeah, we got a 30-year-old. That's crazy.
They're old. Anyway, so for them, dating is different than what somebody who is in the under 21 stage would be. So their dating is different. So just trying to put like some type of standard that goes through all generations that everybody can understand.
That's good. A standard. So we're going to set the standard. Wikipedia defines it as a stage of a romantic relationship in which two individuals engage in an activity together, not talking about sex, most often with the intention of evaluating each other's suitability as a partner in a future intimate relationship.
Test that water.
So that's what Wikipedia says. When we talk about dating here on Strong Marriage, the Collinspedia, we are referring to a monogamous,
one person,
heterosexual couple spending time together with the intention of determining whether or not the person they are engaging with is suitable to be a mate.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about why dating is important, give you some good date ideas, and then answer the most common questions about dating. If you are in the group on Strong Marriage on Facebook and you have questions, go ahead and put that in the chat. Yeah. If you're joining us live on YouTube, put those things in the chat. And because we're older, we can't do all of those responses right now. Well, how are we going to do that?
Hold on.
Oh,
let me get my phone.
Hold on. He's going to pull out his phone.
It's my handy dandy notebook.
His handy dandy notebook. We have grandchildren. So we're going to answer your questions here as well. Okay. So Yes,
Oh,
here as well.
Okay. Turning down.
Why is dating important? This is the thing that you need to know. Why is this important? Why is dating? Why are we taking time to talk about dating?
Dating's part. That's part of the foundation. You have to build a foundation before you could ever develop your relationship. Therefore, the dating is the foundation. When you're building a building, you don't just take the building and build it straight from the ground up, which would be like, say, oh, I'm just going to go get married, or I'm just going to. You have to build that foundation, which means you have to go to the very bottom. You have to go dig deep to build up. So you go down, put your footers, the footers, and then from the footers, then you start building the frame, the foundation, and then you start doing the sticks and stones and
let's go former construction
you gotta try to keep it simple. That's gotta keep it simple. But basically, dating sets those footers down in the foundation. Put those footers down, then you can lay the foundation down. Then you can start building and framing up your house, which would be your marriage.
So to relate that would be the footers are the dates, and then the foundation that's laid is Jesus.
Jesus will be your foundation.
It's going to be
that's your source. Jesus is your source for this house. But we lay the dating, the communication, all the different aspects of a full relationship through that source, which is your foundation of Jesus, to build on that house that you're going to build for you and your family from now on.
We need that little thing to just give the clapping. I mean, because that was good. Claps.
I'll write a book on that. I can do that.
Yes, he can do that.
I love writing. Anyway.
So dating facilitates friendship, and it establishes the relationship, as he so eloquently put it. We are born for relationship. Did you realize that as you are reading the Bible? And you definitely should, because it's your foundation. It is your source. You can see that from the very beginning that God is a relationship God.
Yes.
He desired a relationship with us. That's why he created us. And then not only that, but he desires us to be in relationship with other people.
Yes. Yes. He doesn't want you to be alone.
No lone rangers.
Yes. He wants you to be out. He wants you to talk to people, to communicate, because that's how we feed each other.
That's how we feed each other. Is it true, medical professional?
That's me. Because I'm a registered nurse.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Is it true that if a baby is born but doesn't have any physical contact, nothing's wrong with the baby, but if the baby has no physical contact, would that baby die?
The baby won't die, but emotionally, physically, everything else, the baby will not fully adapt. And that was done by Johnson early on, and it was research it, but it was a bad study. It was what they did was very unethical to the children. But yeah, the child will not develop the way they're supposed to, mentally, physically, everything just does not develop the way it's supposed to.
Oof, that's awful.
That relates to
how you will be if you had no one in your life. If you had no relationships in your life, you don't get better. You actually deteriorate instead of developing properly, emotionally, physically, and socially.
And that happened to a lot of people during the pandemic who did not have friends before the pandemic. They became isolated and they actually deteriorated, during that time. And suicides went up. A lot of things went up during that time. And also social media went up because that became their outlet. And they looked at everybody on social media as their friends.
Oh, wow.
Which hurt mentally, developmentally.
That is.
And that's grown folk.
Grown folk.
Worse for kids folk.
Wow.
What happened to?
So relationship is extremely important.
Yes.
We were created to have relationships.
Yes.
But dating allows you to get to know someone, see their personality, if you're compatible, if you like this person. Do you want to be around this person?
If you can trust them.
Yeah, do you feel some type of connection? Can you see a connection forming? It allows you to build intimacy through shared experiences. You can create a bond with dating. The more time you spend with someone, the more you get to know them.
The closer you get.
The
more the trust builds.
The more the trust builds, and you learn to understand a person.
You do.
Dating allows you to learn about yourself. Oh, this is powerful. I don't know if you thought about it, but when you are in a relationship with someone, things happen. There's conflict, there's other things, but you learn what you like, what you don't like, what you'll stand for, what you won't stand for, how to just basically thrive in life. Yes. How to do those things, but you won't grow without someone else.
And let's relate that to, and there's many different ones you can do with a football team, the Navy team, the SEALs. Let's go with any type of close team, even a fraternity or sorority. That group, your line brothers, your sisters, whatever, you go through a lot of stuff with them. You grow your trust, you grow your relationship with them, and that's somebody that you depend on. Right. How much more is it that your marriage develops the same way, because we both go through the exact same thing, where it's us versus them, right? And that's how we develop. But a lot of times in the relationship, we don't trust the other person we're with in anything to develop that full closeness, as we did with the fraternity or the SEALs or the Marines. Those brothers that you have there, somehow you trust them more than you do your wife or your husband. And we should be closer than what they are.
We are supposed to be closer than other family members.
This is the family. This is the family. But it takes time for us to understand that, oh, I can trust you. I can, because we try to keep everything hidden. But that's what dating is supposed to remove.
Dating is supposed to make you feel comfortable enough to allow those barriers to come down. So that is why dating is so important. You get to practice your relational skills, how you communicate, how you compromise.
I wonder if you paid the person you're dating this money, would you be more involved and be like, oh, I can't mess this up? If I say I'm paying you $400 a week to be with you.
I mean, but you are paying them. You're paying them with the most important asset you have, your time and yourself.
But you don't think about that.
No.
Because a lot of times we think things are more.
That's the sound effect clapping.
Yeah, more people are more, they desire something more when they actually have to pay for it than when it's free. And they think dating is free. But dating is not free.
Dating is not free.
That's one of the most expensive things you will ever do is dating. But we
because
don't look at it.
You're investing
time, money, emotion. But we don't look at it that way. You can buy a product for $2,000 and be like, and you care about it. But dating is worth more than that.
Oh, wow. When the host learned something. Okay.
I'm slowing everything down. I'm sorry.
No, that was good. That was good. And, another thing that I learned from Ecclesiastes.
Who's that?
That's a book in the Bible. A verse that I'm surprised that stood out to me, but it was basically saying that God enjoys the fact that we get joy from our work and our relationships.
Yes.
That is the joy of life. And that is, an aspect and benefit and purpose of dating, for you to enjoy life, to get into a relationship, to have more fun, to know that you are loved, to be loved. And it's basically the sole purpose of relationships.
It is.
So dating is very, very important. And I hope that we've taken enough time to express how important dating is. So what are some good date ideas?
There's a lot of good date
Some good date ideas. The important thing is to prioritize the quality time.
Yeah.
So when you're single and you're first dating, your first couple of dates, you want dates that are going to give you that space to talk, to, so a movie date for the first time might not be as great. Maybe a picnic in the park, maybe a museum. You go to a museum and you're admiring the artwork, and you can talk about it.
For our generation, yes, that did work. for the millennial generation, kind of started to move away from that. And with the younger generation now, I would say that they don't have the standards of just meeting up at a coffee shop, just meeting at someplace simple like that, unless they understand that's what they're going to do when they first start. So I would say start off with, hey, let's meet for coffee and talk. Let's meet for get something to drink or something to eat as a mini date.
Right.
To test out.
To see whether or not we're going to like each other.
Like each other. We're going to, because I don't want to go there and spend all this money on you. And I don't want you to think I want to spend all this money on you. So let's just meet and just have something small just so we can sit and talk you one-on-one to see if we actually do vibe. Right.
Now, I want to stick a little pin in that for a moment, because I remember at one point on social media, that was a big thing. Denny's? I'm not going to Denny's. I'm not going to Denny's.
Factory.
No Cheesecake Factory, none of that, because it was like,
our generation, you don't know some Cheesecake Factory.
Hey, our generation was like, ooh, they take me to cheesecake.
Red Lobster, give me some of them biscuits.
I love Red Lobster. Stop. But the point of the first date is not a flex. It's not, I'm spending a bunch of money. No. It's to see if you want to even be with the person.
Right. To understand who you are.
Yeah.
And you understand who I am.
Am I physically attracted to you? Yeah. And do I think this could be something more than just, a date? Do you have the mental capacity to have a conversation with me?
Are we even equally yoked?
Woo!
Yoked. Yeah. Do we have the same
values?
Do we come from the same? Do we come from the same strand?
Do we believe in the same Jesus?
Are we on the same tree? What tree are you on?
What fruit is falling from your tree?
Because I got to understand who you are before I remember. Your mommy says, "Well, what's her mama do? What's her daddy? What's her parents do?" You have to ask that to your person that you want to
like your parents?
Do you like, if they don't like their parents?
That's a red flag.
A red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yes.
They won't like your parents either.
They won't, and they'll stop you from seeing it because they can't see themselves. That also means if they don't like their parents, chances are they don't like Jesus. Because their father, they can't see their father doing anything good for them. Right. Therefore, they can't see God doing anything for them. I love that little clap, like little symbols.
Yes, that was good. Oh, that was real good. Y'all better write this stuff down.
Anyway, we're doing where we are, because we done the tangent and just jumped around. So we were talking about dating.
We're talking
different
about
date things that we could do.
Date
and then
ideas.
We moved out away from dating. So let's go back to the dates. So we had the Target date that we did that one time, which was fun.
Yes.
And
but that's more geared for like a married couple or singles who have, because that involves money and.
Well, no, because remember you put a cap on the amount.
You can put a cap. You can say $25, $20, $10, whatever.
So break down what that was, the date real quick.
So our Target date, we both
it doesn't have to be Target. It could be any department store
you like.
Any store
you like. And you set a price point that you both are comfortable with. And then you have 5 categories or 2 categories, whatever. But to make it fun, you'll get some categories and a time limit.
Something red, something that is
something I would love, or something that starts with this or whatever. But it's kind of like a scavenger hunt in a store. And you go in, you split up, you do your thing, and it was really fun because it's like, oh my goodness, is that him around the corner? Is that her over there? It was really, really fun.
And then you come back together, and then you present each one of the guests and what each one meant, and you evaluate it.
That was very, very fun. Yes. I recommend that one.
Yes, give me another.
Outdoor adventures. Hiking. Yes. Hiking is wonderful. If you are adventurous.
Going down to the Belvedere.
Ooh,
the Belvedere.
Louisville, Kentucky. Let's go.
What Belvedere? What would that be? Going down to the waterfront. The riverbank. The waterfront. Going to the beach. Going to some place that you can be out in nature, scenic.
Yes.
And just walking around.
Give you a time to talk, to admire what you're seeing, and have conversation.
Where she loves to hike, I love just to walk and just look at things. Because I could walk and look at things in the mall, and I'm happy.
You can do that. Yeah. You can do that.
She wants to go walking on mountain trails and go see the cougars and bears and tigers.
I don't want to get that close, but
she likes that part.
Or biking around the city. When we went biking around the city, that was so much fun.
Yes.
Oh, we had a
A
great
bike
time.
date is good.
A bike date.
And then go get something to eat at the restaurant, and then you bike back if you're not too full, or you just stop, leave the bike there, and catch an Uber back.
But that's fun. The point is to have fun with each other, to be able to have conversation, so that you get to know one another. So
Yes.
that's what you want to do on the dates.
Backpack. Take a backpack.
Oh.
Meet up with the person. Surprise them. Have a bottle of champagne or whatever you want to drink. 2 cups.
Sparkling apple cider.
Yes. Whatever meal you want to that you have prepared. Set up a little tablecloth and just have a meal, a together date.
Yes. In the park.
By
the fountain.
On the car, watching a movie.
On the car at a drive-in. Oh, that was so nice.
Well, to set your own drive-in. You have enough stuff now.
Yeah, now you can make your own backyard drive-in.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to, but just...
Or your own movie theater in your living room.
Go bowling.
Go bowling. Bowling is fun.
Bowling is fun. You go axe throwing.
Oh, that was real fun.
You found some of the places. Dart.
Yeah.
Billiards. That's pool. For you kids.
For you kids. So now let's start with a couple of questions that we commonly receive regarding dating. What if I'm not ready for marriage? Should I still go on a date?
Once again, dating is the foundation that you have to build. Even if you don't want to get married at this time, you still need to find out if that's the right person for you, because your ideas may change.
Like us. I mean, I thought we were just dating. And
no, she didn't.
I did.
No, she didn't. I'm gonna tell you.
I thought. What's the story? What's the story?
Oh my goodness.
What is the story?
I'm not gonna. We're gonna say that for another time.
I want to hear his story too. So, but you may not go into a relationship thinking this is going to be something serious. This is going to be marriage. But then, bam, it could just turn into that. You never know. Also, like I said before, the importance of dating, knowing yourself, having those relationships where you're close enough to someone for them to speak into your life or whatever. So yes, you should date. You should date. We're not talking about sex. Today, I know I always talk about sex. Today, I'm not talking about sex at all.
No, you're not dating for sex.
You're not dating for
to
sex.
Understand who that person is.
Yes.
Mentally, physically.
Yes.
Emotionally. Do they keep their body in shape? Or
do they have good hygiene?
Do they have a hygiene? Yes. Do they take a bath?
Yes. Do they brush their teeth and
at
floss?
least once a day? Or do they take a bath once a week? Do they wash their hands after they go to the bathroom?
Do they wash their hands after they go to the bathroom?
Do they have a dog or cat that gets up on the table when they eat?
They cooking?
But you have to know these things.
You have to know these things.
When you go out on a date, you cook dinner for the person. Do they take the bigger steak and eat the steak and leave you the small steak?
Because that's what the guest is supposed to have, the biggest and the best. Yes.
First date, guys.
That was not the first date
that I cooked.
The first time that you cooked,
I cooked. I had 2 steaks.
And he can cook.
And then a big steak, and it was a smaller steak because,
Because he thought I was a small, petite woman.
Yes.
I was small and petite, but I ate more than
she under 120 pounds.
Yes.
So
I was 100 pounds.
So 2 steaks there. One was, I want to say, 14 ounces. The other one was like
8
ounces.
Yeah.
She went in the kitchen.
And got the 14
ounces and put it on her plate. Praise God.
Yeah.
Because
and I knew at that time the best.
Yes, and I knew at that time she could eat.
Oh yeah, I could eat. Praise the Lord.
And she wasn't shy.
I was not.
Yes.
I was not. So yes, you should go on dates, even though you're not ready for marriage or looking for marriage.
Yes.
Another question. I'm looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend and to be married eventually. Should I try online dating?
Nothing wrong with online dating. Just understand what you're looking for and what you may get out of that.
What service you get on.
Yeah, because each service means something a little bit different.
Right.
So you just have to understand what you're getting. But yes, you can get married. You can meet people. Our daughter met somebody online.
Yes,
it wasn't a dating service, but met somebody online. My nephew got married to somebody using a dating service. So yes, it does happen, especially now, because it's hard to meet people out there, and you want somebody on your level.
Right. You want to.
They have the same likes, and
and
that's one way that will filter it out because all the different things are together.
Right. You can, I mean, there's dating sites for farmers. Can y'all believe it?
Yeah. Well, you got for
If
everything.
a farmer wants to marry another farmer because they understand that lifestyle and that's something that it's important to them, there is a dating site where you can meet farmers.
There is. There's a dating site for everywhere. Everybody.
So you can niche down your dating preferences on an online dating platform.
Yes.
And yes, we say be safe and be careful, just like you would be safe and be careful in the real world.
Yes.
I am a professional and love my career, but also want to marry.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get work-life balance while dating? Ooh, I'm so glad that person asked, because we got a new book just for that. So if this question resonates with you, drop a me in the comments and we will send you the ebook for free today.
Yes.
Okay, so to answer the question, how would you answer the question, sir?
Well, first of all,
Leadership
communication.
guru.
So communication, first of all.
Oh, yes.
What is it that you're looking for? And you need to understand what I'm looking for.
See how I leaned in?
Yes, you did. So once we understand what we're both looking for, we guarantee that we have time that we're going to spend together. So once we guarantee that time, it's something that we make sure that we don't let work impede upon.
Yes.
And then
don't let work impede upon it.
Don't impede. Don't impede. I want you to peding, not impeding. So while you're peding, and you get ready to leave work, you pede that stuff there.
Pede that stuff.
So it doesn't impede on your stuff at home. So your work-life balance is you don't take stuff from work and you don't bring it home, and you don't take stuff from home and take it to work. So you don't want to talk about your relationships at work to other people.
Right.
And you don't want to take your work stuff and talk your work stuff at home with that other person.
That's good.
You keep your balance with your dating. Always keep a date in place. Make sure you keep a time that you can eat with the person. And then also, well, that's for married folk with the 777.
Yeah.
But you can do something similar with that. Where you spend time with each other and you guarantee this date we're going to go off and we're going to go hiking. This date we're going to go here and do this. This date, but you set a certain date that nothing is going to interrupt it.
Right. So it's prioritizing. If it's important to you, you'll make it happen. You know, in the beginning of relationships, in the beginning of our relationship, we made a point. I mean, this man was a teacher, okay, and he was still in my dorm room on Friday. I still can't believe how he did that. Thank you to the substitute.
Okay, so let's clarify this. We were Christian. We were not born again.
We were born again. We just slide a little bit back.
We understand the full meaning of what we need to do.
Yes.
So we were out there doing the fornication.
Yes.
The fornication is what we had done.
We
did the fornication.
We did the fornication. We do not recommend the fornication.
Oh, I recommend fornication.
But not do that.
After you marry.
We do not. It's not fornication after you married. It's a blessing. So we do not recommend the fornication.
No, don't do the fornication.
My point was
saying
that he made it a priority
to be with her,
to be with me, even though he had a job. He made time to make sure that he made me feel like I was important to him. And that is the whole point. As a professional juggling a career, you still have to, just like you have clients on your calendar, you need to put your date on the calendar. It's just time management. And since you are a professional, you understand time management and how to do that.
Right.
So you have to rearrange some things in your schedule.
No matter what other people, your friends or whatever says, you have to make sure that, I'm sorry, guys, I have to go out. This is the time I have here.
Right.
You know, we can all spend time together. And then I can bring my girlfriend, you bring your girlfriends, and we can have a group.
Right.
But this time, this is my group that I'm going to be with for this time.
Exactly. How do I set healthy boundaries when dating? Oh, this is important. Because like I said, you have to be safe and you want to have those boundaries prepared in the beginning.
what's going to be acceptable, what's not going to be acceptable.
Right. You're not going to touch me. There is not going to be
and
any
then
sex.
not just with that person, but with your family.
Right.
What I'm not going to talk about to my friends and family.
Right.
So not to put you in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what you say to the other person, it's always going to taint their ideas, because you're not really telling them good things, you're telling all the bad things. Because you want either somebody to agree with you or somebody to, you just want them to agree with you.
Well,
and how bad
you might want some advice too. You might want some advice.
But if you're always telling the person the bad stuff and you want advice on it, then that's how they're going to think of that other person.
That's true. You cloud, if that other person is not mature enough, and even if they are mature, it's still going to be in the back of their head that some of those things.
She's always talking about he's doing this and that.
Right. Yeah. So, healthy boundaries in your conversations. Drop what your boundaries are. For example, you go on a date and it's fun. You're making plans for the next date. Say, text me to next date. Make sure it's before 9 p.m. though, because I go to bed at 10 because I need to be prepared for work.
Yeah.
So you just say what your boundary is. You expect not to be texted after 9 p.m. or whatever time, or that's just
unless we have something
example.
agreed, but yes.
Yeah, so something like that. But you just, politely speak what those boundaries are. Here is the most important question I think that we can answer today for all the viewers. How do I handle rejection? I know a lot of people are dealing with the pain of rejection in the past, and a lot of people may be afraid to step out there and shoot their shot because they don't want to be rejected. But what we want to express to you all is that, number one, Jesus is your foundation, right? Therefore, he is able to heal your broken heart. You need to be healed from those past.
It's 11:30. We have to table this till next time.
It is. We have one more minute.
30 minutes.
All righty. I will leave the answer to that question in the comment for you on Facebook.
We can just continue with this next time.
And next week we have something else scheduled. But okay, it's been so wonderful being with you today. And
your coach?
I'm Coach Tenisha. This is
Coach Chris.
And we thank you for joining us for Strong Marriage. We want to remind you that you can have the marriage of your dreams. You just have to build it.
Now take on the day.
Bye. Okay.